Welcome again to this channel. So today we'll be starting a new lesson. So this will be lesson 1 of our Arcmap playlist. So if you're new with this application, ArcGis Arcmap 10.1, this will be a great session for you. So for this video, we'll be navigating the user interface of Arcmap 10.1, and I'll be showing you how to add vector files now. So vector files, point lines, and polygons. So okay, let's start right away. So to open your Arcmap, you just have to search for the application in your search box, Arcmap 10.1. Okay. You can also, by the way, you can also create a shortcut icon for your application. You can place it in desktop, or you can place it in your taskbar so that you can easily locate your Arcmap application. So if you're planning to use your GIS often, so that may be efficient for you, if you can easily locate your application, especially the shortcut in your desktop. But I'm fine with just searching using the search box. Okay, so we just wait for this application to open. It's actually dependent on the capacity or capability of your computers. So if you have a much faster computer, it can open faster, and if you have much slower computer, so expect that you can it will not be as fast as other computers, of course. So I'm using Acer with the 8 gig RAM, so that's how fast it is now. So for an 8 gig, but faster computers will be better. Okay, so this will be the opening dialog box. So it will ask you to open a blank map. So if you want this particular dialog box to be not always opened in the future, you can always check this one, but you can also leave this as such. Okay, so double click or just click OK, or you can have it closed. Still the same. Now you can still open a blank document. Okay, so this is what you will see the user interface of Arcmap. So you have the following buttons, you have the following features, functions, and icons. So you will not be familiarized with these icons at first glance or at first use, but if you use Arcmap often or frequent, you will, in the future, be familiar with the different functions and icons of Arcmap 10.1. Okay, so I'll just be showing you the most basic and most important functions that you can use even for beginners. We start with this one, file. So this is where you can open your previous works, or you can open a new set of document, and this is where you can save your document, save as project. So let's try to save for example our project before we work on with this. So save as, because this is a new project, and then the default is the drive C from your computer, but you can transfer this at any folder. So you can go to, for example, desktop, and then you have this file type now, Arcmap document. So you can name this whatever name you want, and then save. But let's just okay, let's just continue. So that's file, and so many things are happening here. But as I've said, you can be familiar with this as if you'll be using this application frequently. Just like other applications, MS Word, Excel, if you're using that more often, you can get familiarized with the functions more easily. Okay, so this is again just walk through. So this is the working space. This is where your maps will be shown, and then this is the layers panel or the table of contents. This is the arrangement or the layering of your maps. So the arrangement of your maps here will be also shown in the layers panel. So you can actually view some toolbars by just right clicking here in the open space, blank space, and then yes, this is for an 8 gig RAM, you'll have this one. So you can view so many things here. So you can add 3D analysis if you're into 3D processing and etc. etc. So georeferencing, we'll have a separate session for that, and then other things. Okay, so that's it. No, you just to access other toolbox or other tools of this application, you can right click, and then this will show you. Okay, so those check boxes or checked options or checked tools are already shown here in your interface. So okay, so let's continue. By the way, if you were as you browse through your working space, coordinates are shown here. So, and then our current icon, which is if you can see, it's a symbol of a hand. It's actually in panoramic. It's a pan tool used to drag maps, but you can change this into an arrow if you want, so that you can click faster. Anyway, so this is the workspace, and then let's try to add some vector layers. So in adding vector layers, you can either insert, no, actually we can, no, so we just use the shortcut icon. It's different from Quantum GIS now, because you have a tab here showing you can insert vector layer or raster layer, but here you can just use this add file, add data button. So you can open that one, and then first, since this is a recently installed application, it's still not yet connected to any folders in this computer, so you cannot access your files unless you connect or you link a specific folder to this application. So to link a specific folder to this application, you just have to use this one, this folder with the plus sign, connect to folder. So navigate your folder where you have your files that you want to add, and then this one. So actually I have sample data here. So sample data filgis. This is a folder containing most of my sample data GIS files. So that okay, and then it will be added here. So those are the files that you can add in your application if you already linked this folder to your application. Okay, so that's fine with me. If your files are in a different set of folders, so you can just click this one, connect the folder, and then you select that particular folder and then just click OK. Okay, so now I can add files. So let me just add some point layers. So just double click, and then it will show you your map layers. Okay, so we'll add another one. This time we'll add a line shapefile if we have any. I think we don't have any line shapefile here, but you can add polygon. Okay, so just double click, make it faster. Okay, so we have here two sets of but actually there are three sets of or three types of vector layers. You can have point, you can have line, or polygon. So depending on the application that you want, or depending on the features that you want to represent, point shape files, they usually represent smaller areas. Now for example, if you for this one, for example, airports, so that's countrywide. So airports should be a small area compared to a country, so it's better to represent them as points. Or you can have landmarks, such as for example, for a city you want to map lampposts, so that's better to be represented as points. So depending on the application. Regions, or this one is represented by polygon. So you can see the symbol right here, it's a polygon. This one, the symbol is point. So polygon, so if you want to represent a particular area, so a city boundary, a municipal boundary, so on and so forth. For lines, I do not have a line vector here. So lines represents roads or represent rivers. So anything that you are interested with distance or length, so you can represent them with lines. For areas, if you're interested with areas, So watershed areas, boundaries, you can represent those features with a polygon. Okay, so again, you can see the symbol of your feature here. So a polygon is represented by a rectangle, and then a point shapefile is represented by, of course, a point. Okay, so you can arrange this. So the default arrangement is you have the point above the area or polygon layers, but you can rearrange this one. Just click on airport, for example, and then you drag this below your regions layer, and then you can also see here that the layering of your maps is rearranged. Okay, so we can navigate now using the navigation tools. So we have here different sets of icons, different icons. So this one, the plus sign, mirror with the plus sign, magnifier rather, is for zooming. Okay, so you just click and drag, and then you can zoom to that particular area, and then you can also zoom out. So just click and drag, and then zoom again, click and drag. So for example, if you want to zoom into the entire layer, you just have to right click, for example here, right click and then zoom to layer. That's it. Okay, so it's zoomed into the entire map layer. Okay, you can also use this pan button. Actually, there is a description given if you hover into a specific icon. Okay, zoom out, zoom in, then pan. Pan is actually used to drag your map content. So you can drag this, you just click and drag, just press and hold your clicking process and then you can drag your map and anywhere you want. Okay, and then notice that earlier our coordinates here actually were negative, and because we didn't add anything here yet, so it's actually not that accurate, no? But now that we have this map, so you can see here the bottom part that's it's in decimal degrees. You can show actually the latitude and longitude of your map. Okay, so you can also see the properties of this map. You'll see the different properties associated with this map. You can see the source, so its name source is here, so you can see the coordinate reference system used. So as of now, we have the WGS 1984, which is a geographic coordinate system, not a projected one. We will have a separate session on that one, but actually we'll have I uploaded that's for QGIS. I uploaded discussion on coordinate reference system. I think the principle is the same, but the application used is different. But CRS, coordinate reference system, is the same whether you use Arcmap or you use Quantum GIS. So I just post that video in the description box. Just post the link so you can also watch that discussion. Okay, so you can have selection icon. So this is the color of whenever you select a particular feature or a particular component of the map, this is the symbol. And then you have the display. You can see here the transparency and etc. Okay, and then you have the symbology. This is where you can change the symbol of your shapefile, your region, for example. So by the way, the vector layer, the format for that is a shapefile. Okay, so let's just change symbol for a bit. You can select any particular symbol that you want. So color, and then you just click OK, and then you click apply. If you don't want to close this dialog box yet, you just have to click apply, and then you can see the changes by dragging just this one. So you just click on the header and then drag, and you can see the changes now. Okay, the symbology fields are the columns that can be found in your layer. So we will show this later, and then etc. Okay, so this can be found because your map actually has data contained itself, no? Which is tabulated data. So you can see that by right clicking, and then you open the attribute table. Okay, so these are the data within, no? Inside your map layer. So it's actually not just a map, but it contains layer that you can edit or manipulate. So that's one of the great attributes of a GIS application. You can have a map, and then you can have data inside it that you can manipulate and modify or perform analysis. So I think that's it now. So other properties you can see here. So yeah, and then you can also export this to CAD if you're using AutoCAD or similar applications, and then you can export this if you have made changes in this application, in this layer for example, and you want to export this to a new layer because you have made changes on it, and you can export it, and then I just select folder you want to, where you want to save it, for example here, and then you can just rename and then change the file type to shapefile. So again, I mentioned earlier that vector layers are in this application is represented by this file format, which is a shapefile, and you will have your layers in that SHP. Okay, so for example this one, you'll have that one, that SHP, but if you can observe, for a single shapefile you'll have so many extensions. So you have .dbf, .prj, sbn, sbx, etc, etc. When you copy shapefiles from one folder to another, make sure to copy everything, so including the extensions, because the shapefile will not work without this extension. So if you copy, you want to transfer your files from a computer to another computer or email, need to copy everything here. That's why we have zip files for this shapefile, and you have zip file for this shapefile, because I transferred this to another computer. Okay, so that's it. And other things, I can also change this one. So same properties should be available for any layer. Okay, you can change this one, you can change the size, angle, the color, and you can change the symbol, no? So you just have to explore this, change the size, and yes, for airports, this one, this symbol. Okay, and apply, and then this is watch what happened, and then okay. So you can drag this again to the top to rearrange. So these are the different airports in the Philippines. Okay, so I think that's it for lesson 1. Other tools will be discussed in a separate video tutorial. So I think also the other things will be discussed in other set of tutorial. Okay, so that's it now for just navigating the GUI and adding vector layers, and adding features, so point feature, line feature, and a polygon feature. So thank you for watching.